Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fajarani Susanti, and my student number is 18100352. And today I would like to tell you about one of the story of my precious thing on my birthday gifts. Uh, because this gifts or this thing has a special story. So, first of all, before I start to tell you about the story, I have to tell you that before I started to continue my study in an academy, I'm sorry, in a university, I had worked before in PT Vet Indonesia as customer service online or call center there in XL vendor. So the story was started from there. So let's restart. Okay, on my work in PT Vets Indonesia, I had met with someone who was special for me for in 2018, maybe until 2018, but now it's not. um, he was one of my closer friend. We have not we had not a special relationship, but we close enough between each other. And one day on my birthday, he tried to come to my home to give the birthday gifts to me. And he had never gone to my home before. Then I gave him maps, or I shared location on my WhatsApp to him. And unfortunately, on the time, my signal was not stable, or maybe sometimes had been trouble, so I couldn't respond him so fast or faster. Then he started to go to my home at 4 o'clock, about 4 o'clock. Then he sent me that a message that he had arrived in gas petrol, then gas in petroleum station. Then he wanted me, or he asked me to pick him up, but I couldn't receive his message because the trouble of my signal. So he waited for my message for several time later. Then he decided to message me again, but at that time I felt that it's like not like be guilty, or I so worried about him. So I decided to go to the gas petrol. And because before I told him that uh, I can meet him in the gas petrol, then we could go to our home together. Then I tried to go there after that, but in the middle of my way, I had a message from him. Then he told me that he decided to uh, go back to his boarding house, because at that time actually in fasting month, so it almost Maghrib, or it almost to break our fasting. Then he went to her boarding house, and I was so sad, because so how pity he were how pity he was, because yeah, you can imagine that when you didn't know the address exactly, then it's a rainy season, and he was wet all his body, because the distance between his boarding house to my house was so far. So his full body was wet, because he didn't bring his mantle. So he sent me a message so many that he really sorry. He was really sorry because he couldn't go to my house like what he was promised before, what he promised before to me. And I started to cry because I imagined that maybe he was so confused at that time, and he didn't know what what would he do. And I I felt so guilty for myself because on my trouble signal, because when rainy season the signal was not really stable, was many trouble signal in my area. And then he decided to go to my friend boarding house, that my close friend in my company at that time. Her name is Mbak Putri. Then he asked her to give the gifts, to give the birthday gifts for me when uh, she met me one day. And he also told me that at that time he uh, transit he transited to a mosque to break his fasting, but he couldn't get any food, but he just get mineral water. And so pity he was. And oh my god, I was very sad at that time. Then he told me that he was really sorry about that. But one day he wanted to go to my home, not to give the birthday gifts, but to meet me and to like change the time that he couldn't go to my home. And he told me that my birthday gifts was on my for my best friend or my close friend. So yes, after that he also told me that now he was in the way to his town to Purworejo. And yeah, that's the story that so really touched my heart and make me felt very guilty for myself. And the gifts was is this one. Maybe it's like the general photo frame, but it's very precious for me. And this is from the wood, and this color is black, that yellow, and like a painting photo, but maybe this is a digital photo. And this is the corner is his